Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the academic procession to begin.
Ben Ong, a graduate student in the Department of Mathematics, will lead us in the singing of O Canada.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patient love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Please be seated. I declare the Fall 2000X Convocation assembled for the granting of degrees, diplomas, and certificates. Mr. President, members of the Board of Governors and Senate, faculty, honored guests, graduates, and friends. My name is Brant Louie, and I am the Chancellor of this university. This is our 41st annual convocation, and we are delighted and honored to have in attendance today a number of distinguished guests on the platform and in the audience, including friends and colleagues of the university, representatives of our fellow educational institutions, the federal and provincial governments, and councillor officials. A special welcome is given to two individuals, Mr. Bill Siksay, the MP for Burnaby Douglas, and the Chair of our Board of Governors, Dr. Seda Roussel. I am pleased also to welcome our audience from around the world, joining us via the internet. Welcome all. This afternoon, an honorary Doctor of Laws degree will be conferred on Mr. Lou Pasaglia. Honored guests, graduates, and families, friends, faculty, and staff, it is my great honor and privilege to welcome you to Simon Fraser University's 2006 Fall Convocation Ceremony. Today is a significant milestone for you. It marks the transition, the conclusion of one chapter in your life's journey and the beginning of another. And it is a transition that many of you have chosen to share with family, special friends, teachers, and mentors. As part of today's ceremony, I invite you to take a moment to reflect on your past achievements and on your future goals, so that when you remember this day, you also remember how you felt about the infinite possibilities and options facing you. You are graduates of Simon Fraser University, and as such, you are part of a unique and distinctive alumni community. You have benefited from our uncompromising commitment to excellence in interdisciplinary studies. And just as you are proud of the university you chose, this university is proud of you. Each of you is part of our ongoing reputation for excellence and achievement, and I am confident that as alumni, you will continue to strengthen our well-deserved ranking as a world-class academic institution. Simon Fraser University is proudly different. It set out to be different from the very beginning. It was born to be different. I've always believed that the willingness to be different is the true mark of mavericks and innovators. The vision for this university has always been to be different in ways that matter, different in ways that would benefit its students, its faculty, and the community it touches. In fact, innovation and distinction have become part of the SFU brand. If you log on to our website, you will note that it says we are different by degrees. And it is true, we are different by degrees. The reputation that Simon Fraser University has cultivated as an outstanding center of excellence in academia is supported by the extraordinary achievements of both its alumni and faculty in research, advocacy, and innovation. I encourage you to continue valuing differences and distinction as you move forward to take up the challenges of your future. Aim to be a degree more celebrated. Distinguish yourself through your achievements. It was George Eliot who noted, "It is never too late to be what you might have been." Strive to be a degree more influential. Make sure you both listen and you are heard, because both are essential to shape opinion. Ensure you remain a degree more innovative. Continue to push the envelope, leveraging the new methods, programs, and ways of thinking you encountered while at university. Continue to be a degree more flexible. Adapt and evolve, because in doing so you will always accommodate the diverse requirements of an unpredictable future. Always aim to be a degree more engaged. Connect with each other and the communities in which you live. As you look towards your future, you get to choose your own area of contribution. You are pioneers and explorers, and you are in very good company. In spite of our status as one of Canada's youngest universities, Simon Fraser has proved itself to be a pioneer. We were the first Canadian university to seat students in our Senate, the first to offer an executive MBA program, and the first to offer a postgraduate liberal studies master's program. Stephen Jobs said, "Innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower." You have embraced innovation and risen to its challenge. We thank you all for having left us better and stronger. Keep thinking big. Do not place limits on your dreams. In fact, I challenge you all to review your goals and ask yourself, would they be different if you were absolutely certain that you would not fail? Fear of failure can keep us from achieving our true potential. And have the courage to act. As David Lloyd George, the British statesman and Prime Minister, once noted, "Don't be afraid to take a big step. Crossing a chasm with two smaller jumps is not a good strategy." We are proud of the members of our student body and faculty who have dared to move past doubt, and in so doing have achieved great things. Within our short history, we've been privileged to have been part of some great achievements. I have always been personally inspired by the courage and optimism of Terry Fox, now a national icon, who united our country in pride and support for his cause, and he was a student at Simon Fraser. Olympians, artists, scientists, and politicians all have graduated from this university, and now it is up to you to continue this great legacy. Convocation is about transition. It is about recognizing the efforts and success of the past, and it is about looking forward to the future. It is about leveraging what you have learned and finding a way to differentiate yourself in today's competitive marketplace. Be confident that your individuality and unique gifts that have been nurtured by this great university will serve you well. The ancient Roman philosopher and poet Horace, most famous for the words carpe diem, or seize the day, also noted, "Adversity has the effect of eliciting talent which in prosperous circumstances would have lain dormant." So I encourage you to embrace life's opportunity and its challenges, and find the courage to rise to your own potential. Congratulations, and thank you. I now call upon the president of Simon Fraser University, Dr. Michael Stevenson.
Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure to add my warm welcome to this great occasion and to join in celebrating the achievements of all those recognized today. This is, of course, their day, and I know we all take great pride in their achievements. Today, as they move on after graduation, we know that they have met the extraordinary standards of one of Canada's great universities. Ladies and gentlemen of the graduating class, as you look back on your brief time at SFU, I hope that you will find this time to have been one of the greatest personal development and satisfaction, a time in which you experienced a profound personal transformation by learning to think more deeply, to understand the world more clearly, and to engage in your society more critically. A time in which you made lasting friendships, and a time in which you worked harder than ever before, but for greater reward. Beyond the personal achievements, I hope you will also remember your time at SFU as a time of extraordinary institutional change and momentum. That you will remember with pride that while you were here, SFU began to build the most exciting residential community in Canada on Burnaby Mountain, that we doubled the population of students living on campus, and that we expanded and improved athletic and recreation facilities, including the magnificent addition to the gymnasium. That we opened a new applied science building and began construction of 3 other academic buildings for programs in the natural sciences, social sciences, and health science. That we opened the new Siegel Graduate School of Business in downtown Vancouver, and that we established the new campus in the magnificent Surrey Centre complex. I hope that you will also remember that while you were at SFU, the university continued its great tradition of innovation in higher education, revolutionizing research and teaching in new fields that will shape our future. Fields like interactive arts and technology, public and population health, international studies, global asset and wealth management, medicinal chemistry, mechatronics, nanotechnology, forensic science, educational leadership, and learning with technology. And finally, I hope that when you look back over your time here, you will think deeply about the global transformation to which you have been witness during these last years. After an abbreviated decade celebrating the end of the Cold War, you have witnessed a return to an era of war launched by Western powers in response to increased international insecurity. After a falsely optimistic announcement of the end of history and the triumph of liberal capitalism, you have witnessed the resuscitation of attacks on science, liberalism, humanism, and human rights. After a centuries-long conviction of the ethical right and technical capacity to master nature, you have witnessed the spreading realization that we now threaten the sustainability of our ecosphere and the capacity for continued growth on established economic models. These massive changes in our world and our understanding of it have made your time at SFU challenging and demanding. Global transformation on the scale puts a high premium on the education you have received. Not so much on the information you have absorbed in your studies, which for all its sophistication and depth is far from adequate to address the challenges we face. What we rely on, rather, is that SFU you have learned to identify problems rather than deny them, that you have learned to critically examine rather than passively accept assertions about the way things are or should be, that you have learned to be open rather than closed to the riches of other cultures, and that you have learned that skepticism, imagination, and empathy are more reliable guides to action than fundamentalist certainty, tradition, or prejudice. So to all of you graduating today, our congratulations on your personal achievements while at SFU. Thank you for being part of a great era of innovation and change at this university. and best wishes as you set out to confront a world more challenging than at any previous time in history. We wish you success and happiness in all your future endeavors. Congratulations to you all.
The honorary degree will now be conferred. Mr. President, would you present the honorary degree candidate, Lou Pasaglia?
Mr. Chancellor, the name Louis Pasaglia is synonymous with athletic excellence in Canada. An exceptional athlete, gracious sportsman, and inspirational role model, Lou has brought great honor to his sport, his community, and this university. Intimations of his future glory appeared early. A talented quarterback for Notre Dame High School, he came to our university in 1972 and quickly proved himself an outstanding student athlete. His quick intelligence and fierce concentration evident on the gridiron and in the classroom. During 4 seasons with the Clan, he recorded 175 career points and was a 2-time NAIA District 1 and All-Northwest All-Star. But this was just the beginning of what proved to be an unparalleled career in the Canadian Football League. In 1976, Louis proudly joined the home team, the BC Lions, and for the next 25 years, thrilled fans with his daring play. Game after game, he lived out the dreams of thousands who imagined themselves kicking that winning field goal. And he did so with all the grace, humor, and humility of true sports heroes. He broke almost every imaginable career punting and field goal record. He still holds records for the most seasons played, the most games played, and the most points scored in a regular season. He was a CFL All-Star 4 times and led the Lions to Grey Cup wins 3 times. Throughout these many years, Louis has remained a man committed to the community. He has extended his hands to thousands of people, encouraging them to excel. He has maintained close ties with this university through the annual Louis Pasaglia Dave Cutler SFU Football Golf Tournament and the Louis Pasaglia Simon Fraser University Athletic Endowment Fund. And he has given generously of his time to numerous organizations like the Special Olympics and the United Way. Louis Pasaglia has received many honors, including our own Alumni Achievement Award and the Queen Elizabeth Golden Jubilee Medal. He is an inductee of the Canadian Football Hall of Fame, the BC Sports Hall of Fame, and the Simon Fraser University Sports Hall of Fame. Today, we once again pay proud tribute to a great athlete, one whose love of the game and of the community have made British Columbia a better place for us all. Mr. Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate of this university, I ask that you confer upon Mr. Louis Pasaglia the degree Doctor of Laws honoris causa.
Louis Pasaglia, by the virtue of the authority vested in me and in the Senate of this university, I hereby admit you to the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa. Louis Pasaglia will be hooded by Dr. John Waterhouse, Vice President, Academics.
It is my pleasure now to call on Dr. Pasaglia to address Convocation. Dr. Pasaglia.
Thank you for the lose earlier. I felt I was like at a BC Lions football game, so going back in time. Chancellor Louis, President Stevenson, honored guests, graduates, family and friends, I'd like to thank Simon Fraser University for bestowing this honor on me. I am proud of having grown up in East Vancouver to Italian parents who had the ambition to come to this country and province and forge a better life for themselves and for their family. We moved to North Burnaby when I was 14, and I grew up under the shadows of Burnaby Mountain and Simon Fraser University. I went to SFU from 1972 to 1976 and graduated with a Bachelor of Arts degree in geography. While attending SFU, I also played football and soccer for the Klansmen. I then went on to the University of British Columbia to get and receive my teaching certificate. Upon my graduation, I thought I had my future already planned out. I would play pro football for several years, teach high school, get married, and have a family, all in that order. But sometimes life doesn't quite work out exactly the way you plan it. I have learned that one needs to adapt to change. Your life's journey may end up taking you somewhere completely different from the path you had anticipated. I always thought that I would work at a regular job, as people would say, for most of my adult life. But my passion for sports led me in a different direction. I participated in sports because I loved what it gave me, from competitiveness, teamwork, personal achievement, and camaraderie. Sports, particularly football, made me feel good about myself. I played for the fun of it, but I always worked hard, listened to my coaches, respected my teammates, and gave 100% every time I walked out on the field. I was not always the best player on the football field, but I was the best I could be. When I played football, I wanted to be good at it, and trust me, sometimes it wasn't that easy. There were days that I wanted to quit, but it was always the love of playing that got me through all of it. I was no different than any of you. I simply wanted to be a part of something that I enjoyed. Like school, football and life was and is a constant learning experience. There are many ups and downs during your journey, and how you handle those moments will define who you are and your life's path. I learned two important lessons along the way: to always believe in yourself and learn from your mistakes. Every time I went on the football field, I believed that I would be successful. And if by chance I made that mistake, I chose to look at that mistake as a learning experience. These two beliefs gave me the opportunity to play football for 25 years with the BC Lions Football Club. Being a professional athlete also taught me about the highs of winning, the lows of losing, at times being respected or being rejected, the art of negotiations, and the importance of giving back to the community. As a former player and now the Director of Community Relations with the BC Lions, community involvement has always been close and dear to my heart. Sometimes we're so absorbed with our own lives that we forget about those who might truly need our help. From playing sports, I learned very early that success not only comes from winning, but from giving. I am proud of all those people who make giving back a priority and work hard to make our communities a better place. In closing, I want the graduates to look at the person next to you. Take a good look at them, because every single graduating student here today has the potential to do something great. Whether it's in academics, sports, business, or being a valuable member of the community, you have a unique gift to share. Through your hard work, you have already achieved one of your dreams, receiving your degree. Your dreams are never hopeless or in vain if they are truly something you believe in. I would not be here today receiving this great honor if I had not followed my passion, and I would like you to follow yours. Go out and do something you love. Always believe in yourself. Be prepared to work hard at everything you do. Make the world around you a better place by giving back in some way, and everything will fall into place for you. Remember this thought: can't never did, and won't never will. I want to share one last quote with you that comes from motivational speaker Anthony Robbins that I truly believe it sums up what I'm all about. And he said, "There's no greatness without a passion to be great, whether it's the aspiration of an athlete, an artist, a scientist, a parent, or a business person." I want to wish all the graduates here today all the best in their future successes. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Pasaglia. Mr. Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, the members of the graduating class will now be presented to the Chancellor. As part of the ceremony, they will receive an Alumni Association pin presented by a Simon Fraser University alumnus. On this occasion, that alumnus is Dr. Jack Taunton, who holds a Bachelor of Science and Master of Science degree from SFU. He is a charter student at this university and has received the Outstanding Alumni Award for Athletic Achievement. He is currently the Chief Medical Officer in the Vancouver Organizing Committee for the 2010 Winter Olympic Games. I now invite Dr. Taunton to the podium to bring greetings to the graduates. Dr. Taunton.
Thank you. I am a proud graduate of Simon Fraser University, and on behalf of the Alumni Association, it is my privilege and pleasure to congratulate you on all of your graduation. Today, as you begin your lives as members of the alumni community, you join over 91,000 SFU graduates worldwide. As you cross this stage, I will be presenting you with an alumni pin. I encourage you to wear it proudly as a symbol of your achievement and your alumni status. Wherever life takes you in the future, we hope that you will keep the SFU spirit alive and well, and that you will stay connected to the alma mater and your fellow alumni. Welcome to the SFU Alumni Association.
Thank you, Dr. Taunton. And just a few requests before we get underway. Would you please refrain from applauding the individual members of the graduating class until each group of degrees, diplomas, and certificates has been conferred? This does not forbid spontaneous expressions of enthusiasm. As a courtesy to others, please remain seated until the conclusion of the ceremony, and would the graduates please return to your seats following receipt of your degrees, diplomas, and certificates. Those degrees, diplomas, and certificates will now be conferred. Will the graduates please rise for presentation to the Chancellor? Mr. Chancellor, I present to you these scholars who have fulfilled the statutory requirements laid down by the Senate of the University, and I request that you confer upon each one the degree, diploma, and certificate for which he or she is now recommended.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the Senate of this university, I hereby admit you to your various and several designations. Will the graduates please be seated?
Before presenting each graduate individually to the Chancellor, I am pleased to call upon Melanie Roth, a member of this afternoon's graduating class, to address Convocation. Ms. Roth?
Chancellor Louis, President Stevenson, honorary degree recipients, fellow graduates, honored guests, family, and friends. Let me begin by saying what a tremendous honor it is for me to speak on behalf of this class, graduating class of 2006. We celebrate together and are to be congratulated on this special day, reserved for recognizing our diversity and celebrating our accomplishments. This afternoon, we pay tribute to a variety of student achievements and recognize the completion of certificate, diploma, undergraduate, and graduate programs across a range of disciplines. may I say to you, well done. Each of us has embarked on a journey that brings us to this moment together. For some, the path was straight and the direction always clear. For others, there were digressions and diversions along the way. I always said that I was on the 100-year plan, that I would graduate someday before I turned 100. In case there's any doubt, I made it. Though today we are from many different disciplines, arts, business, social sciences, education, and more, I am quite certain that many of our experiences here at SFU, we have shared some common threads. We have all undoubtedly experienced the long lineups at the bookstore. We have indulged in far too many burgers at the pub, and probably overindulged in coffee and other beverages. We have all crammed for an exam or two and procrastinated on an assignment or paper until the deadline loomed and we were forced to abandon sleep. We've run together in Terry Fox's memory. Most of us have found ourselves in a course at one time or another wondering, what the heck am I doing here? Some of us were smart enough to get out and get a full refund. Others of us suffered through managing to pass. And still others of us discovered something unexpected in that class. We have fought the urge to give up. I remember my first semester back after an 18-year hiatus from university and feeling overwhelmed and discouraged and frustrated. And I said to one of my classmates, this is not worth it. There's no way I'm going to do this for 4 more years. And she reminded me that she herself had felt the same way and said, this semester is the last class of my degree. I've never forgotten those words. I am sure that many of you have shared those same sentiments and, like me, are proud to be part of this class of 2006. We have learned to juggle many things: timelines, jobs, friendships, relationships, families, and the rigorous demands of a university education. We have persisted and sacrificed to be here today. May I say to you, well done. I dare say that our time here at SFU has profoundly impacted each one of us, and that for each of us there have been some defining moments that have empowered, encouraged, and directed us. For some, international study or co-op programs were amazing opportunities. For others, the moments have been closer to home. Perhaps in a philosophy course, you were left with more questions than answers. Or perhaps in a world religions course, you were given hope and it helped you understand another's perspective. Perhaps a course in women's studies introduced you to topics and issues that you never even knew existed. Or maybe it was in a fine arts course that you learned to risk. Perhaps an English professor gave you a second chance because she believed in you and wanted you to be successful. Though our moments are unique, they have helped to shape us into the people that we are today. During our time at SFU, we have learned that change is a good thing, that tolerance is important to success, and that there can be many ways to accomplish the same goal. We have learned to compromise, to collaborate, and to cooperate even when our own ideals were not specifically aligned with the ideals of the other members of our group. We came to this university known for its academic excellence and its innovative opportunities from many different places and for many different reasons, both the common goal of learning. We have learned to be learners, to think critically, to seek, to explore, and to question. We have taken courses offered by dedicated professors that not only pushed the boundaries of our thinking, but also challenged our assumptions. We leave here today with a greater understanding of just how much we do not yet know, of how much more there is to learn. Thank you to our families and friends who have supported us, encouraged us, and sometimes pushed us. Thank you to our professors who have instilled in us the love of learning. Fellow graduates, it has been said, never deny the power of a small group of committed individuals to change the world. I encourage you to seek out those who share your passion and take these words to heart. As Ronald Osborne said, unless you try to do something beyond what you have already mastered, you will never grow. I wish you each a long growing season, and I thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Roth. Mr. Chancellor, the Dean of Graduate Studies, Dr. John Driver, will announce the names of candidates for graduate degrees in the Faculty of Education.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the Faculty of Education. Dr. Paul Shaker, Dean of the Faculty of Education, will hood the candidates. Dr. Arunjit Gill, Senior Supervisor, Dr. Alan McKinnon. Dr. Roderick McKellar, Senior Supervisor, Dr. Kieran Egan. Dr. Anne Schofield, Senior Supervisor, Dr. Colleen Toohey. Dr. Danielle Vitsina, Senior Supervisor, Dr. Yaroslav Senishin. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Education in the Faculty of Education. Dr. Yu Chen Chiang, Senior Supervisor, Dr. Eugenie Sanier. Dr. Shirley Kumba, Senior Supervisor, Dr. Eugenie Sanier. Dr. Ziad Delic, Senior Supervisor, Dr. Eugenie Sanier. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Master of Arts in the Faculty of Education. Mridula Morgan. Susanna Vasco. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Master of Education in the Faculty of Education. Ina Adams. Sorry, Ina. Nicole Beaulieu. Del Blaney. Gail Braley. Lisa Corley. Heather Chan. Suzanne Christibal. Jody Colborn. Christian Cote. Allison May Davies. Francesca De Bastiani. Tamara Dean. Wendy Dorn. Anique Doucette. Monica Dunn. Tyler Ernst. Shelley Evans. Catherine Fester. Lynn Findlay. Karen Griffiths. Simon Gunn. Anita Harding. James Hawk. Laura Jameson. Elizabeth Jimmy. Jacqueline Johnson. Diana Kay. Rosie Keating. Catherine Kierans. Jeanette King. Helene Contoni Lewis. Georgette LaFrance. Lisa Lanaway. Lucie Divanoche. Tina Matthew. Dina Matthews. Nancy McConnell. Nadine McSpadden. Lillian Mearns. Cheryl Mueller. Kelly Murray. Marion Mussel. Kaylin Nelson. Kaylin is my running buddy. Karen Horace. Glenda Otens. Anthony Perugia. Jody Prosnick. Aaron Ryan. David Rawnsley. Jennifer Renard. Laurie Miel. Jocelyn Robinson. Sharanjit Sadhar. Ryan Santin. George Serra. Mana Shipley. Jenny Sue. Mary Stewart. Adrian Stone. Liam Suakwan. Laura Sviatko. Michelle Sitterboy. Peter Talio. Martha Vanek. Linda Velthusen. Victoria Watts. Susan Whitehead. Darlene Willier. Janice Wycherley. Wendy Louise Young.
Chancellor, the Dean of the Faculty of Education, Dr. Paul Shaker, will announce the names of the candidates for undergraduate degrees in his faculty.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Education in the Faculty of Education. Heather Andrusoff. Kathy Ann Bates. Rachel Bauman. Monique Boulanger. Christine Bergen. Carla Brancati. Shannon Brighton, Nicole Buchanan, Carly Bueller, Trevor Keneal, Kristen Carl, Belinda Chi, Alita Shivas, Lisa Colleen Cliff, Rebecca Cook, Marietta Cruz, Kelly Dick, AJ Dowla, Tara Dowling, Lisa Ego, Luayel Halabi, Nicole Evans, Lisa Fennell, Asa Ferreira, Amanda Forstbauer, Megan Fraser, Regan Geiger, Sandra Gibson, Pardeep Gill, Emily Griffiths, Jeffrey Donald Hacker, Maiken Hansen, Karen Hurd, Sarah Howard, Christina Infante, Laura Inglis, Megan Jackson, Denny James, John German, Stacy Johnson, Maria Luisa Yacome Paulson, Tor Carlson, Laura Lee Kelly, Robbie Koch, Amelia Kramer, Melissa Kwok, Sarah Lacey, Gabrielle Lamb, Alice Lee, Anita Lee, Aaron Leinbach, Jason Lynn, Alexandra Machuk, Lisa Magnuson, Sonia Maho, Angela Mandel, Colwinder Mann, Nikki Mann, Nada Mansour, Carolyn Marsh, Daylin Martins, Jeffrey Latendra, Jennifer McIntosh, Claudette Mellon, Robert Morris, Stephanie Maldo, Stephanie Murphy, Sachiko Naguchi, Afamdi Onakulu, Jennifer Padronau, Melissa Lee Paulsenbard, Heather Parkinson, Sarbdeep Parmar, Martin Leonard Perry, Jillian Partridge, Lisa Perron, Tara Plantinja, Nadia Poirier, Roxanne Pope, Boshra Rosti, Tiffany Rogers, Melanie Rock, Natalie Sant, Sabrina Strong, Holly Skelton, Rebecca Solheim, Ryan Suzuki, Kristen Sward, Krista Tochkin, Janine Churchenthaler, Carrie Lynn Tyler, Cassandra Yule, Emmanuel Unebu, Deborah Urano, Tanya Weiss, Sherry Ann Vogt, Laura Strang Vreemood, Nicole Wegstein, Jennifer Weems, Sandra Wilson, Robert Wisdom, Amanda Walensky, Casey Wong, Cheryl Louise Wood, Pamela Pacien, Joyce Yo, Ann Young, Carolyn Yu, Catherine Zenoy.
The Diplomas and Certificates in the faculties of Applied Sciences, Arts and Social Sciences, Business Administration, Education, and Science will now be conferred. The deans of the faculties will call the names of the students in their respective programs.
Mr. Chancellor, I'm pleased to present the students in the Faculty of Applied Sciences who have completed the requirements for diplomas and certificates. Ayaka Yoshimitsu, Naomi Iguchi, Qi Liang, Ching Yi Yin,
I'm sorry I failed to introduce Brian Lewis, the Dean of Applied Sciences, but that was he. Mr. Chancellor, the Dean of Arts and Social Sciences, Dr. John Pierce, will present the diploma and certificates in his faculty.
Mr. Chancellor, I'm pleased to present the students in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences who have completed the requirements for diplomas and certificates. Ildiko Ebola Galter. Linda Ann Mayer. Elizabeth Zacharis. Diane Leah Deslaurier. Celia Kinney. Elinia Maria Ustergo. Maggie Young. Christy Azuma. Joanna Beamster. Rowena Arana. Katerina Anastasia. Elaine Chan. Jocelyn Chan. Deepa Darji. Jessica Iguya. Melissa Harding. Marnush Hendy. Courtney Ann Higginson. Glenn Ingo. Artine Kiani. Kira Leal. Helen Lee. Inder Power. Nanya Bouchard. Marina Singh. Monica Sai. Sean Webb. Andy Wei Lac Lo. Amanda Jung. William Coates. Billy Eng.
Chancellor, the Dean Pro Tem of Business Administration, Dr. Carolyn Smart, will announce the names of the candidates in her faculty.
Mr. Chancellor, I am pleased to present the students who have completed the requirements for the Graduate Diploma in Business Administration. Augusta Babs Ishola. Brian Chan. Andrew William Dawson. Sophia John Muhammad. Hamid Mahmoudi. Farzan Mazari. Nancy Neal. Rachel Ram. Radu Serba. Wen Tao Yu.
The Dean of Education, Dr. Paul Shaker, will announce the names of the candidates for diplomas in his faculty.
Mr. Chancellor, I am pleased to present the students who have completed the requirements for diplomas in education. Franca Correa, Tana Gowan, Peter Kovacs, Tanya Swanson, Elizabeth Taylor, Richard Beekstra, Fiona Clark, Laura Elizabeth Cooper, Pamela Darling, Louise Ducharme, Beverly Ham, Patricia Jensen, Monique Lalonde, Lauren Lee, Christine Marin, Darlena Osborne, Donna Robbins, Susie Sojan Sandhu, Ellen Stewart, Deborah May Taylor,
Finally, the Dean of Science, Dr. Michael Klishke, will announce the names or name of the candidates for diploma and certificates in his faculty.
Mr. Chancellor, I'm pleased to present the students in the Faculty of Science who have completed the requirements for diplomas and certificates. James Paget.
Will the graduating class please rise? I congratulate each of you on the completion of your program, and I ask your friends and family to join me in congratulating the graduating class of 2006. And now I invite you, the members of the graduating class, to reciprocate by applauding your family, friends, faculty, and staff, all who have helped you achieve this goal. Thank you. Please be seated.
Ladies and gentlemen, this completes the formal awarding of the degrees, diplomas, and certificates. Some candidates recommended by the Senate are unable to be present, and their names have therefore not been read out. I now admit them to the appropriate designation as shown on the program. I now invite President Stevenson to the podium for a special presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Chancellor, and I invite SFU's Registrar, Ron Heath, to join me on the podium. Mr. Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, Ron Heath has been our registrar for the last 22 years, and he is retiring this month with today his last convocation. Much has changed while he has been here. In 1984, we had 12,769 students. Today, approximately 28,000. In the process of accommodating that enormous growth, Ron Heath has overseen or administered complex changes in the administrative systems and services affecting students. Massive changes in automation, streamlining, and expansion of student support and management systems, from paper-based systems when he came to the complexities of Simon and SIMS, as they are affectionately or not so affectionately known. Ron has built registrarial and other systems that accommodate the complexity of SFU's admission requirements, but also the complexity of our progression, transfer, and completion requirements embedded in a trimester system where we must do 3 times what most universities do only once. Ron has seen to it that we accommodate the remarkably flexible approach through which students at SFU have a unique capacity to almost unlimited choices of curricular options and programming. Ron has had to be sure that we accommodate one of the largest offerings in Canada of online and distance courses. And throughout this, he has been the face of the university in its commitment to students and their welfare. Literally thousands of students have had different lives as a result of Ron's personal interventions on their behalf and in support of their well-being. One of his truly outstanding contributions has been to global post-secondary education, and he has had particular success in recruiting to the SFU outstanding international graduates from the United World College system. We do as well as any university in the world in that regard. Ron, in recognition of your long-standing dedication in support of students and their educational goals, and with the approval of the University's Senate, I am pleased to announce that the awards provided through our International Scholarship Program will henceforth be named the W. Ronald Heath Scholarships. Also, as a token of appreciation for your role as keeper of the ceremonial Simon Fraser University Convocation book, I'm pleased to present to you this memento of some of your memorable convocation moments. On behalf of us all, our deepest thanks.
Before adjourning this session, I have several thank yous to express. First, to all of you for joining us on such a beautiful fall day. To the many volunteer staff and faculty members coordinated by the Registrar and Ceremonies and Events Office who have worked together to run such a smooth convocation. And to members of our 4-time world champion Simon Fraser University Pipe Band for their special contribution to convocation. They will perform after the ceremony in the square behind the platform. This brings a close to the formal part of this afternoon's convocation. You are all invited to attend the reception to be held in the James Douglas Room behind the platform to your right following the ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remain standing at your places until the platform party has recessed.